Welcome to another PlaceOS Live product demo. My name's Jeremy West, Head of Product for PlaceOS, and tonight I will be joined by Julie and Candy, both from our product team. Julie's one of our front-end developers, and Candy is our user experience designer for the PlaceOS product. So, as usual with these sessions, we're going to look at a couple of new features which are coming to PlaceOS. Typically, what you see in these sessions will soon to be released into our production suite, particularly for those units that are on our PlaceOS Workmate solution. So typically, once we've done the demo tonight and you've had a bit of a look at it, we look to rolling those out into production and making them available for our users within a month or so. So a lot of this work is ongoing. And as always, we're constantly reviewing our roadmap and our feature suggestions, I should say, about what we should include in the product moving forward. So these sessions are obviously a good opportunity for us to share some of that, particularly with those who may have made those suggestions. And as always, with these live demos, you're more than welcome to ask questions as we go along. We can see them come through in the chat, depending on what platform you're watching us on this evening or this morning. So feel free to put those questions through, and we can address them as we move along. So that's probably enough preamble from me this evening. We might look to jumping into our first demo with Julie. As I said, Julie's one of our front-end developers here at PlaceOS, and Julie's been working over the last couple of months at including interactive wayfinding features into the PlaceOS platform. So many of you who have PlaceOS would be familiar with our map view, where you can look at desks and rooms and the status and all of those kind of things. We're now looking at uplifting some of that functionality with the ability to do interactive wayfinding. So on that note, I'll hand over to you, Julie, and let you give a bit of a demo of that.
Yeah, thanks, Jeremy. Like Jeremy mentioned, we're currently working on adding indoor wayfinding into our apps. And this is powered by the MapsIndoors API, which is built on top of the Google API. So this is an indoor mapping experience, which will allow users to search for a point of interest, which in our app could be like car space, locker, meeting room, or just any type of space that can be searchable in a map. So basically, we're allowing users to navigate to any of these points of interest on a map from their current location. We believe that this will improve user experience and also streamline the process between booking a space and navigating to that space. So this will hopefully save a lot of time for people trying to find a booked room, and it can also reduce a lot of human assistance required to show someone who's lost or who's trying to find a room. So this feature was requested by some of our clients, especially those with large multi-story office buildings and also university campuses, where there could be hundreds of meeting rooms that can be hard to navigate. So by having indoor wayfinding, we believe overall this will improve user experience and save time for everyone. So an example of how we plan to use this is for visitor management. So visitors going into an office may find it especially useful because it might be their first time going into a large office building. And if a workplace is hosting a large event and inviting many visitors, this feature can be really handy in making the event flow smoother and also improve attendee experiences. So wayfinding can be integrated into the visitor management process, where PlaceOS already has streamlined the check-in procedure for visitors using a QR code. And the next step we're doing is just allowing visitors to find a meeting room in an unfamiliar location, which minimizes their chances of getting lost. So how this works is first we take the map of a workplace, and that map is digitized, and the coordinates of each room or point of interest is gathered and collected, and routes are calculated in between all those meeting rooms. So for example, if a user was to search for a boardroom, they can select amongst modes of transport like walking, cycling, driving, or just transit. So usually indoors navigation will be just walking. And when they search in our app, they'll be able to find a list of rooms that meet the criteria of their search term. And if they've booked, for example, room 2, by clicking on this button, they'll be shown visually how to get from where they currently are to that room. And this is another example. So the routes on each map will be customized and relevant to the workplace that we're integrating this for. And also, we're able to detect the current location of a user by using Wi-Fi real-time location. So the route to their book space will always be accurate based on their current location. So another improvement this will add is improving accessibility for people. For example, where there are access ramps or elevators, this can all be marked with specific icons on the map, and this can also be searchable by a user. So if someone needs to find wheelchair access, they can search for this, and they can be given the closest sort of elevator or feature that they can use without having to use the stairs. And also, at the time of digitizing a map, we can look into routes that don't include stairs at all. For example, an extra accessibility friendly route that everyone can use. Also, another feature this will add is showing real-time updates using live data. For example, we're able to show the status of each room, including available rooms shown in green, booked rooms in red, and also pending rooms in yellow. So if someone wants to book a room last minute and they're close by, they can just use this feature to check what rooms are currently free and book a room using our app. Also, real-time updates is really useful because if a section of a building is closed, this can be represented on the map because hallways, corridors, and even bathrooms are considered spaces on the map. So you can show them in red to kind of let users know they're not available. So in conclusion, there are definitely a lot of benefits in integrating wayfinding into our apps. So we're all about improving user experience when it comes to booking and utilizing spaces. So this is the next step we're incorporating to really improve efficient navigation for our clients and also increase accessibility measures. So I'll just hand that back over to you, Jeremy.
Really, that was a great explanation of the feature that's coming down. And as I said, this is looking to enhance our existing mapping solution. There's obviously some caveats around this because it does use additional services. So there, in the case that someone or an organisation may want turn by turn or wayfinding solutions that Julie just demonstrated there, maybe additional associated costs with putting that feature in, but it is something that will be available via the PlaceOS platform. And we can couple that feature as well with the data sources that we have as usual. Coming back to the basis of PlaceOS largely being an integration platform, by being able to integrate into services that can provide the wayfinding and then couple that back with data that we may have available to us through the Wi-Fi networks or various other things. I mean, I want to overlay people movement data to freely track users through the building, particularly on their wayfinding journey, while also showing the real-time status for room bookings and desk bookings and all of those kind of core features that we have in PlaceOS today. So all in all, it's something that a number of people have been requesting to have a turn-by-turn wayfinding feature. And it's something that we're going to look to build on as well and see how we can integrate some other services with that as well. Something like, potentially transport services where that data is available and things like that. So it's starting to come together and it's obviously looking great and it's functional as we've all just seen through Julie's demo. But as I said, there may be some additional costs associated with that. So if it is something that you're interested in for your organisation, please do reach out. And have a chat with us, and we can provide you more information on what that might look like as a part of your existing PlaceOS solution. Or obviously, if you're interested in getting onto the PlaceOS platform, and this is a feature that you've been looking for, then please reach out and let us know. We're more than happy to give you a bit more of a detailed demo and work through how that wayfinding and turn by turn may actually work for your organisation as well. Thanks, Julie. We may as well skip onto the next part, which is with Candy, our lead UX designer. Candy's been spending a significant amount of time of late looking at improving our user experience, as her job title suggests, but particularly related to our concierge application. So in PlaceOS, we have a number of applications. The two primary ones is the workplace application, which is what general users of a workplace would see. So that's to do your room bookings, desk bookings, visitor invites, car parks, etc. Concierge is our sort of more of a back end tool, which allows floor hosts and real estate managers and those kind of people to basically look at the bookings holistically. So all of the desk bookings, all of the room bookings, perform some administrative functions over those. One thing that's been a significant pain point for a lot of our users for a little while has really been the way in which you configure PlaceOS and trying to turn on and off features and making it easier to add your own buildings and floors and rooms and doing all of that kind of stuff. So a lot of what Candy's been doing of late is moving a significant portion of that self-management ability into our concierge suite. And enabling end users to be able to create their own new buildings and levels and rooms and manage them accordingly, turn on features in the application. So, if you want to have desk booking available in a certain building, you can toggle that on yourself without having to engage us to make those changes for you, or without having to write any complicated, configuration that may sit on the back end of the platform as well. Excuse me. So, at this point, I might hand over to you, Candy, to do a bit of a walkthrough of some of the changes that you've been implementing into our concierge platform.
Thanks, Jeremy. So I'll take everyone through some exciting new features that are now live in the concierge. So I'll take us through our new addition, and that is the building manager, as you can see here. So we've added a new feature to the concierge. This aims at aiding national global organizations with buildings in multiple cities. It allows to add a new building, modify building details, enables your it enables you to add new features and see new features that have been added to that building. You can upload maps from a single place. So I'll just take you what it looks through now. So this is live and working. You can see some examples here. So this will be a Melbourne building. We'll have location, time zone, region, and how many levels are associated with that building. We're able to add a new building. So you'll just add the display name, tie zone, wherever it may be, and location. You'll be able to save that, and you'll be able to add into this feature. So we're also going to add more to this currently. This is what's live, but I'll just take you through what will be added into the future as well. So we will be able to view much more details of a building. So for example, features, whether that's associated with booking a room, has car parking spaces, or you can explore some maps. And then also whether it has event bookings and specific features within that, and whether that building has a map and you can explore and what users are able to do within that. So our next feature that I'll take you through that's very exciting is our asset manager. So this is also live and running. So with our asset manager, what users are able to do is add a new product. So this could be anything from technology. So a user could be able to add an iPad that they may want to be added to a room. So you can edit, add your image, specification, and you can also attach purchase information to that asset. When it was bought, when the item may expire, when it needs an update, and how much that item costs the company. So that's very interesting. And you're also able to add a new product. See, the user experience is pretty easy. You just need name, category, what type of brand, description, and if you want to, you can add your image manually, or you can just type in the product image on Google and add a URL to that. The next thing that I will take you guys through, so these are all the live updates currently. Something that we are working on to have updated next is our parking management. So this is what our parking management looks like. So basically, users are able to view how many car parks are available within a building. You can manage that, see what level that's on, and filter it out whether it's currently available, whether it's booked. And you're able to add new parking features. So you can add your details, search for an address and pinpoint that location. Upload an image if you wish to. You don't have to, but some managers like to add what their car park looks like. And you can also have restrictions associated to that car park booking, whether it's bookable or the max duration, how long a user is able to book a park for. And you can publish that, and that would be added to your parking management feature. And yep, that's it from me. That's what we have coming up next.
That's starting to really take shape. As I said, one of the key factors that's gone into a lot of the work that Candy's just demonstrated is really trying to make the use and management of PlaceOS from a manager's perspective, maybe a real estate manager or a facility manager, a lot easier in terms of being able to add their own buildings and regions, which is something that we added to PlaceOS not too long ago. So for those unaware, regions allows you to group buildings by a regional area. So where you may have 5 offices in a state or in a country, you can actually group them up together. So a lot of these changes are looking at how can we make that user experience better? How can we empower you to better manage your building, enable and disable features? As Candy showed, uploading photos and renewing photos, even if things change, if meeting rooms are getting refreshed and things like that. Being able to do a lot of those functions yourself through the concierge platform. So that work's been coming along really nicely. Candy's done a great job of putting that together. And a lot of that is now coming out into production as well. So any of our existing users who have access to concierge, I should say, we'll start to see some of those building managers, floor managers, room managers start to become available. The last step effectively of this process will be to wrap up a user management piece. So you'll actually be able to decide who has access to manage your buildings, who has access to manage your floors, who has access to manage your rooms, and so on. So really finalizing or wrapping up that empowerment piece to allow you to make the decisions over who has the access and the ability to perform various functions within that concierge platform as well. So the groundwork and the back end work to make that privileged user matrix work is now in place, and that's going out in our next PlaceOS update tomorrow. And then we'll start to look at putting together the front end controls for that to enable you to take those actions for your users and effectively manage who has access to do various different things. So they're the two features that we wanted to look at this evening. So thank you to Julie and Candy for stepping us through those. Just to recap, we've obviously, as Julie demonstrated, got the interactive wayfinding, turn-by-turn navigation becoming available in our workplace application through our mapping tools. And as Candy showed, we've got our enhanced facilities management tooling coming together as well for our concierge application. So, there's always work going on in the background. As I said, we have a very active roadmap. We do appreciate input of our current users. So if you are using the platform and you've got an idea or something that you think might make things easier or better for you in the PlaceOS platform, then please by all means reach out to us and let us know. That's how we obviously make the product better, and we get a lot of those, a lot of that information in through our existing users. Likewise, if you're looking at PlaceOS as a solution for your workplace, and it ticks 5 out of the 6 boxes and there's an extra feature that you need, please reach out and have a chat to us about that. We are actively working on that roadmap, and we're happy to add new features on there where it might help you get something across the line that's ultimately going to lead to better utilization, some analytics, and good user experience within your workplace. So that roadmap is there. We are actively working through it, and we are actively taking your input. So reach out to your PlaceOS account manager, or reach out to myself via any of the various channels, email, LinkedIn, or whatever it may be. Or you can also email our support at place.technology email address. That'll get you through to our help desk, and our help desk team will be able to facilitate that feature request getting into the right channels within our product team, and then we can review that and provide you the necessary updates as we work through that. So if you've got any questions following on from tonight's session, or you wanted to find out some more information about any of the features that we've spoken about tonight for PlaceOS, again, please reach out. We're happy to do a more in-depth look into those features, or a one-on-one walkthrough, and see how you might be able to best use some of those features that are coming down the pipeline. And as always, we'll be back in a month's time and show you some more features that we've been working on that are soon to come to the platform. Just to reiterate, as I said at the start of this session, we look to have these features out within the month after these sessions. So for those of you, as I said, using Concierge, you will actively at the moment start to see some of those features appearing in Concierge as we roll them out. And the MapsIndoor one is a little bit more of a business discussion, just to understand what that might look like from a licensing perspective with your current agreements. But feel free to reach out and have a chat to us about those. So on that note, I think once again I'll thank Julie and Candy for joining us this evening on this PlaceOS Live product update. Encourage you to reach out either with feature suggestions, or if you wanted to go over some of the things that we've discussed tonight. Otherwise, we'll be back here on these streaming channels in about a month's time. So thanks everyone for joining us. Hopefully that was some good information, and we look forward to speaking with you again in the near future. So wherever you are, good morning, good evening, and thank you.